Greetings, fellow archers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Darkest Ages. Episode 9. A Siege Storming Our Little Keep. I'm gonna guess that the slate hearth is probably bright enough to illuminate the entire room without torchlight. So I'll phase out the torches. Come on, move the seats. Oh, and we are getting attacked. Okay. Let's drive the enemies to our just built defenses. So I'm having Rayback close the northern door and then join them in the south. And I can have Scorpio and a Valka. Everyone rally here. Scorpio and a Valka man the wall-mounted. Klein will take a step up, and then everyone else take cover. And you'll see them in action. So once anyone crosses this point... Oh, bye, Swan. Oh, look, you have regal milk. Where's... Oh, the other ones came north and destroyed the door. Oh, great. Interestingly, there's like no one in there. So I'm not really sure what they're gonna do now that they've breached that. I should have probably closed the stone one behind me and just didn't. So they're gonna smash some stuff up in here, and we'll, once we get rid of the enemies that are incoming this way, I'll sweep back through the castle. I like how they're just smashing whatever they can get their hands on. Alright. Let's head north and cut them off. One of the other things I just realized is the corpse zone doesn't really work when it's in shallow water that freezes. I'm also a little worried that I'm going to collateral hit the Thrumbo and like piss them off. Granted, the Thrumbo would go after the raiders first, but still, that's not like fun to think about. So well, I don't even know what they're destroying. I guess I don't really care at the moment. We'll just focus on the enemies in front of us. And they're pretty well geared. Halberds and a plate armor. Okay, so now that they're fleeing, I'll meet them at the gates. And Klein's going in to assess the damage. Sounds like they're trying to break their way out. One's here and one's there, and yeah, they're trying to bust out. I'm gonna have Rayvac, 10, Klein, and everyone else is gonna go for a hunt for the rest. Oh no, they're not there. I don't... they broke this door. Got it. Well, they're gone. They escaped. I'm going to reset the Night Owl schedule. We don't really need it at the moment. And just try to tidy up and replace all of the doors that got broke. So if you take a look here, the cover effectiveness of this thing is 40%. You know, so it's not a wall. So it's like wall mounted, but a low wall. It's not as effective as actual cover and barricades. So keep that in mind. But that should help keep us defended. And the idea is to implement some of these everywhere as a stopgap measure until we have like until we have more resources and manpower to construct like bigger and better defenses. So let's get this same sort of setup built in the other cardinal directions. And then once we have that, we'll be a little bit more secure. Of course, these are not terribly effective. There are a lot better defenses that I intend to build later on. But I would say this couldn't hurt. And we just need to make sure that we have the materials for it. What is tricky is trying to physically get to these areas in time. Because the enemies will use the bridges just as much as we do. So running from here down to the defenses down there is going to be a little tricky. But we are trying to drive them towards this one spot. And I'll prop that door open for that purpose. We do have a ritual opportunity soon, but I don't have a ritual room, do I? Are you, like, looking through the vents? What are you, like, Solid Snake? Oh, no, okay, it was just a weird illumination line. So, what I intended for this zone... Actually, I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to have this be a single hallway, like this. I'm going to get rid of this torch. And I might nudge some other things around in the base. But one of the larger like design ethos is to make sure that it's really easy to traverse around and have good line of sight around the base. So that we're not stuck or isolated or whatever. And we can see threats, etc. So, what are you doing? No, that's not a relax point. It's like you've embedded yourself into a wall. How does this make sense? Hey, Magdalene. Thank you for the resub. Was hoping to see me play Organ Harvesting Simulator again? You know, there's always a next series. Oh boy. Why are you fighting an 81-year-old, Valka? Oh my god, what, to the death? What are you guys doing? Can you stop? Holy moly. She is a fair portion past injured. Who started that? You spoke badly of Avalka's father's muscles. I mean, I guess you could be enraged but I mean, guys. Lilin, I want you to practice your medicine here. And I think, in this case, yeah, use herbal medicine. The worry is, of course, having, oh, I guess Klein's doing it too. The worry is having people that are, injured during a colony defense is a problem. So that's why I preached health to Avalka as well. Oh, well, a fight at a wedding. Perfect. That's a lot of deja vu for me. At least they'll be happy. Injured, but happy. And Scorpio and Rhadamant are, sealing the deal. I forget why Matic and Lilin have separate beds. I ought to fix that too. Yeah, they were respectful doing it right before. There is a siege site nearby. I can attack preemptively, and there will only be 15 people, or eventually a lot more. How about no? That's horrible. They will imminently attack our colony at the Thwart. Well, that's a lot of enemies. I think what I'll do is I'll take them here. But I'm going to plan properly. At least this didn't become the Red Wedding. Could have been worse. So, the plan here is to... I'm going to pivot my research over to alchemy. And I'm going to start to set up a different type of defense. Because stuff's about to get real bad. So let's chisel blocks. I'm going to need construction materials. Mildred, I know you're injured, but you are going to take a pick. Current priority is prepare for the siege. And my plan is to use fire. Because against people, fire is pretty effective. So I'm going to just straight up forbid, stop the construction of the corner arbalists. They're not super useful. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to throw together some fire defenses and feed it to this door. So I'm gonna break this wall. Terrell's self-tamed. Weird. I'm actually gonna get rid of the archery target and maybe remove the roof over here. Remove the torch. All right, we're gonna need a lot of blocks. Now, I had originally planned, and I'm going to revise the plan because it's not reasonable anymore, the way I was considering, because of the siege site. Originally, I was planning on having, like, a medieval entryway that you would typically see in medieval entryway, where it's like a courtyard, and you have to pass through a single gate. But there's no way that my force is going to be able to repel, what is this, 25, 50, 60 enemies? Right? And I've got, like, really 3 fighters. So I'm just going to use engineering to my advantage instead. Which means construction priorities are the highest priorities. Oh, Go Frenzy will help. What, it got too hot now? Oh my god. Can you just find one temperature and stick with it? So I'm going to set up a maze that does not have its line of sight blocked by this tower. That's like adjacent to the wall entryway using this terrain. And you enter one side and you burn to death. That's essentially the concept here. Because the amount of enemies that are coming in, yeah, I'm going to need to use every dirty trick in the book. I'd rather use dirty tricks than die. So we'll put it like that. Where we have granite doors on either side. I'll put a granite door here, actually. We're going to want this... leave this built. That's fine. This is going to be a an unroofed zone as like a fire break. And we'll just quickly throw this thing together as fast as we are able to prepare for the raid. Thankfully, the king told us about it, which is super nice. And then everyone else is quarrying up as much as they can. The other thing they could do in the meantime, for those that can't quarry, is to haul granite chunks. I guess wouldn't be a terrible way to contribute. Provided the granite chunks aren't, so far from the ridges. And where's that Tyrol that just decided that we were cool? Yeah, guess what? You get slaughtered. No mercy for monsters. Alright, the floor in here, straw matting. I can actually just drag it like this. And then, eventually, barricades to slow them down. It's long enough that I might not even need barricades. I don't really see a human being able to, move through a fire maze this long and not die. But we'll see. So we just need to get the walls up ASAP. Worst case scenario, I can always dip into the uranium supply that we have, but ideally, I don't want to. And that is far and above the most important priority right now. Because that is a lot of enemies that we have to deal with otherwise. Oh my good lord. Meat, why are you so temperamental? There you go. You've got two passive coolers and a heater working opposite directions. There was a cougar that just waltzed in. Yeah, no. No. I know better. Oh, can you frickin' sit still? Also, the cougar was, hunting a boom rat, possibly. That would have been bad. So if you're wondering about how to light it, I am working on that. Let's see about our options here. So, one thing is Rayvac has a torch belt. If I could click her proper. And a torch belt has wooden torches strapped to it, and she can throw them to light fires. So I already have a method of lighting fires. The reason to get the alchemy done is the draft lab allows me to make chem fuel, which allows me to make something called chem drench. And chem drench is straw matting heavily drenched in chem fuel that instantly lights up all the adjacent chem drenched stuff, allowing us to set the entire maze on fire like that. So that's why I pivoted to alchemy, but it's not strictly necessary for what we're working on. Hey Alfred, thank you for the gifted subs. Marauder for the resub. XGamer2. We're gonna have to skip this winter solstice tonight. For, you know, survival reasons. And we've got, like, 2 days. And because this is a fire break so that the fire doesn't, like, drift into the colony, I'm also going to floor that up with steel. That's a terrible spot for fecal sludge. But yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of getting the floors up. And this is exactly why I was growing hay during the growing season. For, well, some of it was for like archery targets and training targets and possibly for animals, not that we've made that a priority. And then the other one was so that we had a fuel source. Because I suspected I would need to set enemies on fire, and I was right. There's a lot of wounded Tyrol around. I guess they've been fighting the Muffalo. Do I need doors to be able to set it on fire? So if I know they're coming, I can always like run the maze opposite to set them on fire. Having service doors would be nice. First order of business is to physically just get the maze up. The other stuff can wait. Because until the maze is up, we're dead in the water, so convenience waits for necessity. Mildred's doing an awesome job sourcing the stone, though. I don't think we're gonna get alchemy in time. No, I certainly don't expect it. It's kind of taking a while. Yeah, the only one that's even remotely unhappy is Mildred, and that's only because she started a fight and got walloped. Not really sure why okay. A teenager is approaching the colony. She has a strange air of confidence around her. She wants to talk. Send a colonist to hear what she has to say. No thanks. You can stay out there. We are busy. Even if you weren't so very obviously creepy. Random teenagers showing up to a castle, even in times of peace, would be weird. But now? Forget it. Now the good news is, if they come running out of here... Well, yeah, so there is water over here. But if they come running out of this door... Oh boy. There's not a lot of... where is the warg? North of me. Okay. If they come running out of here, you know, this fire can't spread very far, which is good. Yes, I don't care for wargs in my front yard. And we'll take a break from building a fire trap to kill one. So the walls are almost done. Then it's just going to be the matter of the roof. And then I'll work on the service doors. I just want to save those for last because of the urgency of getting the rest of it done. Visitor ignored. They're becoming increasingly upset. Act quickly. They don't like to be ignored. Alright. I'll act quickly. Threatening a keep. Are you? God, look at your eyes. Alright, Klein, go make sure she's dead. Thank you, Klein. And we're not even going to haul her into the lake. You aren't going to become a lady of the lake. You're just a dead lady. Alright, so the roof's done. We've got like 5 seconds left of the walls, and then I'll add some additional features to this maze. No metal horror, maybe she's legit. Just because she doesn't produce a metal horror doesn't mean she's legit. Your standards are a bit too low. Imagine your dating profile. Please do not have secret metal horror nanites inside your body. If not, I'll be happy. Alright, I am going to create a secondary column here. Like this. Stick a door here. I am not going to build the roof on it. It might block this tower. I can always move the tower. I don't think that's the important bit of the equation. And this door is so that we can get out here. Oh, that should probably be stone. I'm gonna do stone and then inset wood, because I don't want fire traveling back and burning the door. And then I'll do granite. That. Actually, I want to replace this with granite too. I don't like the look of the slate. This could be a surface door allowing us access to this door, as well as access to the mid-maze coming up through here. Because I didn't want to change the cobblestone wall. I wanted an unmodified wall. So thank you for mining, Mildred. I appreciate it. And we're stone cutting. And we have a decent amount of granite stone at the ready for this project. So the quest expires in 10 hours, and I'm not exactly sure about the timing of the raid. Whether I'll have, like, that entire time to prepare, or whether it's, like, less or more, I don't know. We will find out in a moment. So it's possible that the service door isn't going to be built in time, but, you know, so be it. I recognize this. As long as this wall isn't done, this is an alternative path to circumvent the maze, and I know. I just expect us to be able to get this done in time. So I'll build access doors, and then after building some access doors, I'll start working on barricades to slow them down. Nope. Okay. Right on time. I don't see them. Rayback, get up here. Start setting fires. Everyone. Oh, you didn't bring... Wait. What? I'm staring at the stone here, pal. Who is... No, go frickin'... Oh my god, I'm going to strangle you with the 3 brain cells you have. Pick up that 4 stone and build the wall. Thank you. Dear lord. Pulling teeth sometimes. Alright, Mildred. Thank you for the mining that you did, and I'm going to have you switch to a bow. And I'm definitely going to want to store the weapons elsewhere. That will be something I do in the future. Alright, so there's not an alternative path in yet. Having the everyone muster. One thing I can do is to have a Valka spot out here. And let's start throwing now. So throw torch. Stand here. Great, good throw. You clearly practiced a whole lot. Do not... keep going. Okay. You are the world's worst at that. I've never seen worse. Rayvac, I am so proud of you. So it seems like they are pummeling our external walls. Not really sure why, because they do technically have a valid path at the base. But I'm going to try to refill the belt and set more fires, because obviously we don't have enough fires. But what I can do is I can try to hold them here, where the enemies are subjected to the fire in the maze trying to get to me. Matic, you... Actually, it's fine. So the little splash icons that you see are just, us detecting movement on the other side. Inside, it's not that hot yet. This is a bit risky. Looks like only one of them fell for the trap, which is interesting. Let's get it lit. Here we go. There is a breach, and what I can do is I can shut this door so that physically the only way to us is through the maze. And I can see some fires moving around in the maze. I think it's working. Oh, they're about to come. So, Rayvac, take a step back. Klein, do not stand in there. You don't want to be in there. So, where Klein is standing is hot. But if he took one step back to the right, it would be okay. Might have him stand here. So we are likely going to lose some of the... Oh, no. The maze is going to lose its effectiveness if they've de-chunked this. They clearly have a lot of, like, sappers, I think. Because they are getting through these walls ridiculously fast. Who even knows where they are at the moment? This is an attack immediately raid, but like not a cooperative one. And I can stand here because it's they broke these walls, so only the fire is what stops them, not the ambient heat of the maze. And I can see that they are the sort of like indicators of their presence around. So what I could try to do is to lure some in to trigger them to go pathfind to us. Because if they're just like busy destroying stuff that's out here, they're not necessarily going to step into the fires. They're going to ignore that and keep bashing what they want to bash. And the idea is hopefully like close to half of them succumb. But yeah, look at this chunk wall. It's just getting munched. And I guess parts of the southern chunk wall weren't part of the home zone? Yep, they were outside the home zone. That explains why we are replacing it. Alright, if they are so absolutely focused on destroying random wall sections, I'm going to take a step out here and try to put them down, whittling their numbers down as fast as I can. Dividing and conquering. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Darkest Ages, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Darkest Age survivors.